Okay. Hello. Hey. Hello. 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 How is everyone? Should really turn this mic up. It's currently set to video essay recording levels, so you guys need to let me know whether you can hear me, because this microphone seems to be like, I should know the settings by now, and I feel like every time I use it, a different level on the mic is a different volume. So like if I set it at the same thing every time, it always comes out at a different volume. So, okay. Guys, I am exhausted tonight. So I'm going to do my best. I kind of booked this in and then had like the worst day at work I've had in forever. So I'm really tired. I just drank a whole lot of milk and then ate fruit, and that's never a good combination. So I'm feeling a bit of a mess right now, but we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time tonight. I'm going to answer a bunch of your questions. Hopefully we can get some interesting discussions going on. I've just realized I moved my arm and I have a pile of clothes on my floor behind me that I should have picked up. But as you guys would know, for any of you guys that follow my other channel, I had there's a lot of people around tonight that are in the background. That's okay. No stress. We're going to hang out. Oh God, I forgot what I was saying. I've had a very, very busy week editing that Lion King video, which I hope that all of you guys have checked out, that Lion King video, because it broke me this week. I had 2 nights in a row. So the night before I finished it, I went to bed at like 4:30 in the morning, and then got up the next day early, continued working on it to get through all the copyright claims. And then that night I went to bed at 5:30 in the morning and got up at 6:30 to do the premiere with you guys that were there to watch it live with me. So already got questions coming in. Faking Miracles, how you doing? Thank you. I got to ask, are there any Criterions on that shelf behind you? And what are the upcoming... Sorry, I'm so tired. What are the upcoming MCU projects that I'm excited for most? So 2 questions there. I don't have any Criterions. No, actually, here's an interesting story. This is the last... All the Blu-rays that I have here now will be the last Blu-rays I ever buy. Because financially... unless that's actually a lie. If I'm doing a video on a movie, I always buy the Blu-ray for it. So far, I've only done videos on movies that I already own the Blu-rays of. So I don't own any Criterions, and I won't at any point. My housemates have a fantastic collection. Jay has a really good Blu-ray collection. My other housemate, John, has a fantastic collection of Blu-rays. That's more than I could ever need. But no, I personally can't justify spending money on a Blu-ray that I will watch once every couple of months. So for people who don't know what a Criterion is, actually, I'm probably not the most qualified person to explain it, but basically there's I was going to say like a society. There's a company, I guess, that curates classic cinema and re-releases them in really beautiful Blu-rays. They have fantastic box art. There's some really, I should grab some around the corner, but I don't want to bail. They've got really beautiful box art. They're often remastered. They have really beautiful behind the scenes and whatnot. So they're like the peak Blu-ray you can get is a Criterion. So they're really fantastic. I'm lucky enough, I've been watching a couple lately. I watched the film Le Samurai. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that. The film Le Samurai was the last Criterion I watched. It looked fantastic. It's a film from the 60s, I believe, and it was a fantastic bit of reworking they'd done. So so I myself, I probably won't be buying many more Blu-rays in the foreseeable future. Also, just because once you've moved out of home and you realize how much of a pain it is to lug a whole lot of stuff around, I guess that's it. Also, so sorry. What upcoming MCU project am I most excited for? Hmm. I think it's Eternals. I think it's the Eternals because Chloe Zhao. For those of you guys that remembered, I didn't actually review it, but it was on my top movies of 2018 list. Was Chloe Zhao's last movie, The Rider, which is it's just a beautiful movie. The Rider, if you guys get a chance, check it out. Chloe Zhao's previous film before doing The Eternals, but Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani. Richard Madden, Brian Tyree Henry. It's just got a really great cast, and it looks like Chloe Zhao's really being allowed. Apparently, she's getting to build all her own sets. They're not using CGI for everything. They're letting her. It seems like Kevin Feige's finally making the Marvel movies he wanted to be making. Now that he has complete control of Marvel, because for those of you guys that don't know, Kevin Feige hasn't always had full control of Marvel. There was a person above him that had been making a lot of the executive decisions. So now it looks like we're going to start getting. It feels like Kevin Feige listens to our feedback. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but I think Kevin Feige really does listen to people's feedback, and he goes, "Okay, so people want real sets. They want the action to feel more tangible. They want." So yeah, in terms of all the MCU movies coming up. I'm super excited. I'm sure most of you guys would have seen the video that I did on my other channel about the MCU and where does the MCU go after Endgame, which is obviously, I'll let you guys know now. I'm not going to say many more things about this going forward, but Endgame as of now is still my favorite film of the year. There's a review for a movie. I've got a review coming out on Monday for another movie that's in my top 3, but I think Endgame's still my favorite film. So for someone who really loved Endgame, I'm still really excited to see what's next. You know, you guys, I liked Far From Home. But you know, it's ended up being my least favorite MCU movie, but I'm not fussed because we've got so much else coming, you know. Scott Derrickson's coming back to do another round at Doctor Strange, and I think that's going to be even more fun and exciting and have everything the first one lacked. We've got the Eternals coming out. We've got all these TV series. That's what I'm going to say. It's weird. I've watched every MCU movie, right? And it's going to be weird going forward. And there's going to be parts of the MCU I haven't seen because I'm not watching the TV shows. It's like Stranger Things has been out for a month and I only started it last night. I don't have time for Marvel TV shows. So it's going to be weird going forward and having MCU movies where I don't have the full context for. You know, I'm not going to watch. I'll watch the Hawkeye series, I'm sure, but I'm not going to have seen WandaVision or Loki, or I'm not going to watch the TV series. So it's going to be weird going forward for a lot of MCU fans to have not actually have seen all the MCU content. You know, I'll always watch all the movies. What other movies were coming out? Oh, Blade. Blade with I'm pulling a blank on one of my Mahershala Ali as Blade. That's fantastic. I don't want to get caught up talking about MCU movies. We do this too much. Every live stream I ever see, even with all my other YouTuber friends, it always turns into let's talk about the MCU. But Faking Miracles, I hope that answered your question. Yes, Shang-Chi as well. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to see what they do with that. But that might be some MCU talk for now. That might be my MCU talk for now. So I saw a question back up there. Will I ever do a Why I Love video on The Witcher 3? Yes. I need some more experience because basically I know the videos on that channel are long, but they're going to get longer. The next video I do is going to be the next video. I'm not announcing what it is yet, but it's very long. The next Why I Love episode is like a full film. Well, it's like 40 minutes, but it's very much going to be a cinematic film. But no, when I do The Witcher, it's one of my tentpole things. You know, once I get to do Gravity, I get to do The Leftovers, and I get to do The Witcher. They're like the main 3 things I got to talk about. But yeah, I will be doing a video on The Witcher 3. But I'll be doing that video on The Witcher 3 when Cyberpunk's coming out. So I'll probably try to release it a month before Cyberpunk is out next year, assuming I'm still doing YouTube then, because you never know. So that's when that'll be happening. Um, sorry guys. So yeah, Booksmart. If you guys have not seen the film Booksmart, I know that not many of you guys watch the review because I see these things. But Booksmart was fantastic. Booksmart was one of my favorite movies of the year. Um, if you guys get a chance to see Booksmart, obviously I can never guarantee that everyone's going to like it, but I love Booksmart. If you seem to think that your tastes align with mine, which is, I assume, why you guys are watching these videos, Booksmart was an absolute blast. I straight into my top 100 films of all time. I loved it. So Booksmart's fantastic. Do I own any piece of literature? So here's the thing, guys. I'm terrible. I haven't read since high school. I haven't read books since high school. I am currently, and this is sad because about 2 or 3 live streams ago, I was still reading it, but I am currently reading Grapes of Wrath at the moment. Don't know if you guys can see. The Grapes of Wrath is what I'm reading at the moment, and I'm loving it. It's fantastic. It's so good. I just don't get a lot of time to read because I'm always, editing stuff or putting stuff together or whatnot. So I don't get a lot of time to read, but that's a great book. I do want to do a why I love video one day on The Road. I don't know if any of you guys have read the book The Road by Cormac McCarthy. That book changed my life. I haven't read many books, but that's my favorite book ever. I love it. Again, Faking Miracles, thank you. Favorite albums of the year so far. Give me 2 seconds because I have a list. I have a quick list. For you guys that are wondering, I will do another video at the end of the year on my favorite albums of this year. Let me just check what my favorite. Okay, so my favorite albums of the year so far are Igor by Tyler, the Creator. I don't actually have the names of the albums in front of me, so I'm trying to remember them. End of Suffering by Frank Carter. Golden Grey by Baroness. Golden Grey by Baroness. They've been my favorite discovery of the year. They're fantastic. They're a hard rock band. They're fantastic. Anima by Tom York. Assume Form by why am I pulling a blank? By James Blake. Assume Form by James Blake is still my favorite album of the year. Social Cues by Cage the Elephant. I Am Easy to Find by The National, and the new Billie Eilish album are my 8 favorite albums of the year. So I know I have not listened to Rosalia's new songs yet. I need to, because obviously you guys that saw the videos last year, I'm a huge fan of Rosalia. She came out of nowhere and she's just a fantastic artist. I want to see her do some film soundtracks down the track. Her and her collaborators could do an incredible film soundtrack. Yes, there's a new Tool album. Obviously, you guys know that I'm into my metal stuff. That's a Bring Me the Horizon hoodie I'm wearing right now. So there's a new Tool album and there's a new Slipknot album, and I'm very excited for both of those. I'm seeing Slipknot live with Metallica in Perth in October, so that's going to be really cool. Sorry, I'm gonna try to keep up to date with everyone's questions because I like to try to answer everyone's questions. So thoughts on Red Dead Redemption 2. I haven't finished it yet. I still have a fair bit of it left. The reason why the Lion King video was a whole week late was because I got back into playing Red Dead again, and I was playing for like 6 hours a day because I'm going to do everything in that game. That game went from being like, I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty good, to it's one of the best games I've ever played. It's brilliant. I love Red Dead so much. I'm very excited for the festival lineup this year. It feels like we haven't had many of these heavy hitter films come out yet, and eventually we're going to get swamped. I still don't even have 10 films in my top 10 of the year, and we're going to get swamped very soon. There's going to be more movies than we know what to do with. And of course, we have Star Wars Episode 9 coming up as well, which I know a lot of people probably don't care about anymore. But you know who does care? This guy. Yeah, guys, also, I'm going to try to get back into covering some international cinema. There's a review on Monday for a film called Monos that I saw at a local film festival here. So I'll be reviewing that one. That movie, oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. My phone's buzzing. What's happening? Okay. Let I was actually going to try to edit while doing this, but I'm having such a hard time trying to keep up with everyone's questions that never mind. What do I like the most about doing YouTube? Well, it's definitely changed a lot. The things that I appreciate the most about YouTube over time have changed. I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit, sorry, because I'm worried it's a little bit quiet. What do I enjoy the most about YouTube? At the moment, it's knowing that I am using, so it's less with Breaking Banter. Okay, Breaking Banter is kind of a thing that I do, and I give you guys my thoughts on movies, you know. But with my other channel, which is kind of what I'm getting the most out of right now, it's the feeling of taking a movie and using a movie to communicate. How do I put it? You know, I've got this new tagline, empathy first, and for me, it's using movies to connect with, use the humanity of films to connect with the lessons that they teach. You know, I love doing videos where I get to explain how this shot works and how, you know, this camera movement communicates this, and that's fantastic. But I want to talk about movies, using them to communicate to people in a way that they connect with. And what I love the most about YouTube is the fact that I'm doing that right now, and people are really connecting with that. You know, the people that are watching those videos are really connecting with what I'm saying. You know, I want to say thank you again to everyone here who has seen the new Lion King video. It's the biggest opening I've had for a video on that channel, so I really appreciate it. But that's what I'm enjoying the most. Oh, guys, I'm just going to say now, I have not seen Once Upon a Time in America. It is not out here for 2 weeks. I'm not talking about it. I have not watched a trailer. I have not seen anything. I'm trying to go in blind. So I will not be talking about Once Upon a Time in America. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I will not be talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I will not be talking about Midsummer. I see them both in the same week, but Australia got absolutely fucked over on that, and we don't get them till 2 weeks from now. So I've got nothing to say about those currently. Sorry, what was I talking about? Oh, no, so basically what I'm enjoying the most about YouTube is connecting with people. You know, YouTube is a fucking hell site. And I like to think that I'm cultivating a bit of, I'm cultivating a place that people get to feel open about expressing emotions and open about talking about art and stuff. And so that's what I'm enjoying the most about YouTube. That's what's keeping me going. So for me, it's very much about trying to, use movies to teach empathy. That's my goal. And I think when you guys see, I shouldn't be talking about so much about the Loverboy channel on here, but when you guys see what I'm doing for the next Loverboy video, you are going to freak out. It's the video I've always wanted to make, and it's the one the channel's been building towards, and I'm so excited about it. I'm going to have a bunch of other YouTubers. I'm collabing with a bunch of other YouTubers on it. I know that High Top Films is definitely going to be in the video. Hopefully I can get a couple of the other guys, but yeah, the video is going to be amazing. I didn't see Crawl. Alex, so obviously, I've got a lot of really good YouTuber friends that I talk to a lot. And obviously, Alex from High Top Films was telling me to go see Crawl because it's produced by Sam Raimi, support it. Of course he was. And no, I didn't end up seeing it. Guys, I literally, for the last 2 weeks, I have spent every single day editing that Lion King video. That's why there hasn't been any reviews on this channel. So I'm going to catch up on that soon. But no, I haven't even seen any movies. I saw a remaster of Apocalypse Now on Thursday night after I posted the video, and that's all that I've seen in the last 2 weeks, aside from Monos, which I'll be talking about soon. Favorite Studio Ghibli film. I haven't seen that many, but I think mine is Spirited Away. I've only seen about 3 or 4. I've got to catch up on more of them. But Spirited Away is one of my favorite movies. I love it so much. What do I think about the plans to make Call Me By Your Name a saga? Yeah, you know what? I like that it's a one and done story. I think it has one of the most powerful endings I've ever seen. How good's me trying to make sure that I'm not speaking for anyone else? It's just something that mentally like takes so much effort to not say, oh, this is the best, this is the worst. This is, I like to try to speak from personal. But yeah, Call Me By Your Name getting more films. I think that's a very interesting idea. And I'm very excited to see what happens. And hopefully, guys, I'll say it here so you can hear it. I would like to do a Why I Love video on Call Me By Your Name before the end of the year. I'm going to try to get that done. I can't promise it's going to happen, but I would like to try to make that happen. So you have heard that here first. It is on my schedule. I don't know if I'll get to it, but it is the plan. Johnny from The Lone Chemist, man. When am I coming on your podcast again? Yeah, whenever you offer it next. You got to come to me, man, because otherwise I'm so swamped with work. I won't come up and be like, hey, man, can I be on your podcast? Just let me know and we'll come and hang out again. I'd love to hang out. Actually, about the Cat in the Hat, it's actually a perfect time for that little defense of it coming up. So maybe we could tee something up with that. I'll hit you up about it coming up soon and we'll work out something else. On that note, everyone go and subscribe to The Lone Chemist. Just this dude. Actually on that note, Johnny, can you please get your new video on the Spectacular Now out? Please release that new video. I got to see the first 5 minutes of it and it was fantastic. So everyone go and subscribe to The Lone Chemist. It's a little plug right now. Go and subscribe to The Lone Chemist. He's fantastic. Sorry, guys. I'm still going to try to go through everyone's questions, but I'll get to the super chats first. That's how it goes. All right, I'll check. All right, cool. Oh, hang on, wait, because you're posting the video on Monday. The Lone Chemist. I'm holding you to that. You are posting. The Lone Chemist will post his new video on Monday, and we are holding him to that. So I'm gonna see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think. Let me check. I'm seeing it on. Sony sent me invites to 2 screenings. They were like, if you can make it to either one, and I messaged back. I was like, can I go to both? And apparently I can. What's this for? Let me have a look. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I am seeing it on. Sorry, guys, give me 2 secs. So I'm seeing it on Tuesday, August 6th. And then I'm seeing it again the week after because it's not out in Australia till the 15th. But I'm seeing it on August 6th. So I'll have a review up straight after that. Faking Miracles, once again, thank you. What are my favorite episodes of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul? Also, yes, it is a crime. It is a crime that Rhea Seehorn has never been nominated for Better Call Saul. It pisses me off every year. The fact that Michael McKean, the guy that plays, that he never got nominated, the guy that plays Chuck, the fact that he never got nominated for that show just pisses me off. And not much makes me angry anymore these days, especially when it comes to award shows because they're dumb. But them not getting nominated was even more of a consolidation of like, I don't care about the Emmys anymore. Favorite episodes of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Crawl Space with Breaking Bad. Actually, basically every episode of Breaking Bad, it's so hard to pick because, it's funny when you look at IMDb and you're like, oh, what are the most popular episodes of a TV show? And it's always the ones where big plot things happen. A character dies or so-and-so gets shot or so-and-so breaks up or these characters hook up. And I'm like, does everyone forget about all the beautiful little moments of storytelling that go in between those big moments? And so a lot of my favorite episodes of TV shows are, The Fly. The Fly is one of my favorite episodes of Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul. Every episode of season 3. Yeah, I don't know. It's I can't remember individual episodes, but I love all of it. If you guys are not watching, if you guys have not seen Breaking Bad, and if you have not started on Better Call Saul yet, get onto those shows. Better Call Saul is one of the few shows that the second it's out, I watch immediately. No times to wait. Is the Why I Love La La Land video dead? No comment. No comment on that one. Is the La La Land video dead? Might have a surprise coming up for you guys that have been waiting for that video. Sorry. How excited am I for both Chris Nolan's upcoming film Tenet and Denis Villeneuve's Dune? Look at it this way. When I do my most anticipated films of next year, that's number 1 and number 2. So, yeah, I'm pretty goddamn excited. New Nolan just defaults to being the movie I'm most excited for. Will I ever make a video about my DVD or Blu-ray collection? No, because it sucks. That's like, I stopped kind of buying Blu-rays like almost immediately. Like, I haven't really been buying that many since I was 18. So it's a pretty film bro collection of Blu-rays. It's actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's actually just, it's 50 copies of Paddington 2. Yeah, it's 50 copies of Paddington 2. I have not seen Gone with the Wind. Sorry, I've seen a couple of questions about Gone with the Wind. I haven't actually seen it yet. It's one of those movies that I promised my granddad I wouldn't watch it without him, and I feel bad because we'd planned forever to watch Lawrence of Arabia together, and then there was like a screening that popped up that Jay told me about last minute, and we went to, and I saw it without him, and I feel terrible. So I'm going to watch Gone with the Wind with my granddad. We just have to pick a time. And I also don't really not want to see it in a cinema. Like, I kind of want to see it in a cinema. Yeah. What comedies make me laugh the hardest? Comedy is such an interesting thing because I love stupid, dumb comedies. Actually, I'm going to plug this right now. Every day for the last 2 weeks, there's been a video that Tim Robinson's show on Netflix, I Think You Should Leave. I don't watch the show, but there's one clip on YouTube that you could find called Focus Group. It's so stupid, but I've watched it every day for 2 weeks, and it's the funniest thing I've been watching right now. That makes me laugh my ass off. So I laugh at really dumb stuff, and I love, really complex, sophisticated comedies. Top 3 comedies off the top of my head. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Anchorman. I know. And Tony Erdmann. Those 3. Which movie has taught me the most empathy? Well, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily work like that. In terms of movies that have taught me the most empathy, Moonlight by Barry Jenkins. But I think I kind of teach myself empathy through the movies itself. It's not so much harnessing the empathy that a movie has, but it's translating its lessons into something that you can empathize with, I guess. Sorry. Oh God. Sorry guys. I'm trying to catch up with questions. Yes, the guy with the steering wheel. That's the question. That's the video I'm talking about. The focus group video, the dude with the steering wheel. Stinky. Yeah, that video. I live for it. Would I ever consider making a video on Lord of the Rings? Look, if I'm still doing Loverboy videos next year, I want to do all 8 Harry Potter movies, not in one video, but a separate video on each Harry Potter movie. And then when I get to it, yeah, I would like to do Lord of the Rings. I don't know if I do 3 videos. I might do 1 video, but I definitely want to do Lord of the Rings. But the thing is, like, I'm not as smart as, Nerd Writer or Patrick Willems or Mikey Newman or any of those great essay channels, lessons from the screenplay. And so when I tackle movies that everyone's already done, I'm doing something different with them because I'm not looking for analysis. I'm looking for humanity. But yeah, I think there's certain movies like The Lord of the Rings, same as like I did a video on The Dark Knight, but it's like everyone's done a video on The Dark Knight. Maybe I could do something different. So I would like to do Lord of the Rings, but a lot of people have done it, and a lot of people have done it better than I ever will. Actually, if you want to see a great series on Lord of the Rings, Like Stories of Old is the name of the channel, did a great series on Lord of the Rings, and it was so good that I was almost like, might never touch that, so we'll see. What's Jay up to at the moment? Well, at the moment, he's going... This is our lives right now. Jay's out at 2 separate parties, as far as I know. He's going from party to party. I dropped him off at one and then came back and did this. But no, Jay is currently with the... at the acting school. He's absolutely killing it. The last play that Jay did was so good. It was so insanely good, and he was amazing in it. So Jay's killing it right now. He's loving this acting school. You know, it's amazing every time he comes back on, every time he's come back on to do a video, which I don't think has actually been since Avengers Endgame. But it's just amazing seeing how different we are from a couple of years ago. Like every time I look at our old videos, I'm like, oh my God, we are children. Yeah, just flashbacks to it. I'm so surprised that so many of you guys have been watching us for that long and like didn't start watching now, like actually watched us back then and were like, oh yeah, these guys are good. Like, yeah, look, we're very different now, put it that way. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with questions. I need to stop apologizing for trying to keep up with your questions. You guys know that I am. Sorry. Favorite Korean film of this decade? I think it's Parasite. I think Parasite is my favorite. Trying to think of if there's anything burning. It's between Parasite. No, I'm pretty sure it's quite clearly Parasite. Parasite would have to be my favorite Korean film of the decade, though I haven't seen The Handmaiden, and I'm sure I would love it. So Parasite is my favorite currently Korean film. What's my view on Disney remaking older films? Look, I wanted to talk about this. Stay hydrated, kids. It's very important to stay hydrated. I saw a tweet the other day. The tweet said, why are we remaking movies that were already great? Why are we not remaking movies that sucked? And I instantly was like, oh, that's it. And obviously, we know exactly why, because if you make a movie that was popular again, the same audience comes back and you make money. But why are we not remaking the movies that everyone said, oh, it was so close to being great, and it wasn't? Like, why are we not go? If Disney wants to do live action remakes, and look, I love these movies, so don't get me wrong. I love both of these movies, but remake Treasure Planet and remake Atlantis. All right, they're two of my favorite Disney movies, but not everyone loved them. Remake those in live action. Don't remake The Lion King. Look, Disney remakes would be fine if they were all like Pete's Dragon. The Pete's Dragon remake is the best Disney live action remake because it's the one that took a story and used the heart of the story and made it better. And they actually got they got a director who is David Lowery is one of the best working today, and they let David Lowery actually tell that story, and it feels fully him. It doesn't feel like the studio touched that movie at all. It did not feel like there was any mandates. If all the live action remakes were as, I should probably turn my light on. I just realized my eyes aren't actually this dark right now. It's just I don't have my lights on. Anyway, I'm so tired. Yeah, look, if all live action remakes were like Pete's Dragon, we'd be fine. If they start trying to remake perfect movies, you'd be fine. Make them different. I know people bitch if you give them something different. Make them all like, I don't think Mulan's going to be that good. I think the trailer put all the good stuff in it, all the beautiful shots. I don't think the whole movie will be like that. But make them look like Mulan. If they all look like Mulan, we'd be fine. This Mulan remake is going to be great. So again, Faking Miracles, thank you again. Thank you so much. Have I seen any films by JeanLuc Godard? Only Breathless. Oh my God, he did do Breathless, didn't he? I might have just pulled... JeanLuc Godard did Breathless. Let me double check that. Someone confirm this for me and make sure it's not... Is Breathless by JeanLuc Godard? My housemate's about to call out an answer to that. Oh, I gotta check this, sorry, because I don't want to fail myself as a film goer. Okay, it is by JeanLuc Godard. So I have seen Breathless. That is the only JeanLuc Godard film I've seen. And I would debate saying I've seen it because I'm having like Vietnam flashbacks to this. I stormed out of a uni lecture where they showed us Breathless. I was like, this isn't filmmaking. This is trash. And I stormed out about 45 minutes into it. So I haven't seen the whole movie. And obviously I was wrong. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Because looking back on it now, I'm like, it's amazing. Just interesting how we evolve and how our understanding of films evolves and how our biases that we have break down over time. So yeah, I have seen Breathless, and I do need to go back and revisit it properly. And I also need to go and see. I got to go and see more films by JeanLuc Godard. So there's that. For anyone wondering, right now it's 11 o'clock at night. So it's 11 o'clock at night here, or in other words, midday for me. This is around about the middle of the day for me, because you guys know I'm up at all hours of the night making these videos for you guys. So favorite John Williams score is Prisoner of Azkaban. I think it's either The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, or Prisoner of Azkaban. That's it. So yeah, look, it's Prisoner of Azkaban solely for that little that woodwind section that plays with the it's called Windows of the Past. That is the single most wonderful piece of music. Live for it. Remake The Black Cauldron. That's the type of movie that Disney should be remaking. Remake The Sword in the Stone. Remake The Black Cauldron. Remake the movies that weren't perfect. Pete's Dragon wasn't perfect, so they remade it and it got better. That's the idea. Meryl Streep or Cate Blanchett. You guys know I'm a fan of Queen Kate. Like, I'm a fan of both of them. Obviously, I think Meryl Streep is incomparable, but I also think Cate Blanchett is incomparable. And yeah, if I was opting for either or, like, which would I rather work with? Maybe this could be blasphemy, but it might be Cate Blanchett. I think Cate Blanchett is just the most wonderful, wonderful person, and I could just listen to her talk all day. And I think I'm in love with that woman anyway. So what has been sorry, I started, this desk like wobbles, and I get like, it's super cold, so I'm kind of like jiggling my legs right now. The desk started shaking. Okay, hang on. So have I seen Sharp Objects? Yes. So Sharp Objects was my favorite entertainment piece released in 2018. So out of films, games, music, TV, Sharp Objects is my favorite thing I saw. I tried to do a review of it, but it just came out awful, so I never ended up covering it. But Sharp Objects, I will be doing a Why I Love video on one day, because I feel like a mini series is easy to manage. And yeah, Sharp Objects. If you guys have not seen Sharp Objects, it has my highest recommendation. It is unreal. It's written by the writer of Gone Girl. Well, it's from a book by the writer of Gone Girl, and it's directed by John Mark Vallée, who did Dallas Buyers Club, Wild, and Big Little Lies. Sharp Objects is incredible. I'll say it again, so just so this is the last time I'm publicly saying this before I start keeping it a secret before my video is out. Avengers Endgame is still my favorite film of the year. So Avengers Endgame is still my favorite film of the year. It's my favorite film of the year by, I want to say, a wide margin, but there's some other films that I do really enjoy. So yeah, Endgame. So going back up. Get ready for this bombshell, guys. What is the biggest issue? I said that like, what accent was that then? What is the biggest issue with Zack Snyder's filmmaking? Not enough people appreciate it. I'll let you guys sit on that one for a little bit. You guys know that I've had my issues with Zack Snyder in the past, but boy, oh boy, have I swung hard in the other direction. And there will be more on that very soon. Sorry, just let me back up there. Just go through. Does the Snyder Cut actually exist? I don't think it exists in the sense that the Snyder Cut fanatics think it exists. It is not a finished film. It would not have its visual effects would not be complete. It would be a assembly cut at most. I don't think it is a particularly tight cut of the film. There is definitely no visual effects. It has not had any color grading done. It has not had, much post work done. The Snyder Cut does not exist in the capacity we think it exists in, and it will never ever happen. So there's that. Zachary Antle, that's amazing to hear. That's fantastic. I'm happy for you, man. Have I heard Slipknot's new single yet? No. So I heard Unsainted. I listened to that every day for an hour until I couldn't listen to it anymore. So I thought I better not abuse the new single and just wait for the full album. Cate Blanchett or Kate Winslet? Cate Blanchett, straight up. I'm a big fan of Kate Winslet, but definitely Cate Blanchett. Have I seen the second season of Big Little Lies yet? No, and I will not be watching it because if you guys don't know what happened with that, basically Andrea Arnold shot Big Little Lies. She was told that she'd get to shoot everything, she'd get to edit everything exactly how they want, no oversight, you do whatever you want. And then a couple of months into editing, the executive producers took the series off her, gave it back to the original director to edit, and she lost all creative control. So I will never ever watch Big Little Lies season 2 because of what they have done, that the utter disrespect to one of the greatest directors of our generation. So I will not be watching Big Little Lies season 2 for that reason. Sorry, I'm just trying to go back up. What do I think of nudity in film? I don't care. It's weird. I don't know where you're from, but it's interesting for me, like how much spending a lot of time on Twitter and how much stuff seems to bother American audiences that just Australia, I guess people in Australia care about, but stuff that I just haven't really thought about. Violence in films doesn't really bother me. Nudity, none of that stuff. It's all just part of storytelling. I don't really care. I don't know. It's just me. Again, faking miracles. Thank you. Thoughts on David Lynn? Sorry. Thoughts on the new Watchmen TV series? I have not watched any trailers. Obviously, as you guys know, if I'm very excited for something, I don't watch the trailers. I have not seen any of the trailers for Watchmen, but I will be watching every episode of it as soon as it drops because the new Watchmen series is from the creator of The Leftovers, my favorite thing in the universe. So I'm going to be watching it. Have I seen the Endgame deleted scene they released yesterday? Yes, I have. I appreciated seeing it. It did not belong in the movie. As far as I'm concerned, that scene, I'm so glad they took it out. I think the single funeral shot from Endgame is one of the most powerful shots I have ever seen, and to have had something else in between that and the resolution to that battle would have been a crime as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, dude, I'm up for anything Ari Aster does as a director. If he wants to do a musical, if he wants to do a sci-fi, Trey Edward Schultz, who did It Comes at Night, which is one of the best films of 2017, is doing a musical. Went from a horror film to a musical, and I think it's going to be one of the best movies we see this year if we see it this year. So I'm all for directors changing up. I don't want to see directors doing just one genre. It's boring. Blake, how you doing? Blake Ison. Do I have any tips for early stage creators that want to do podcasts? Also, thanks for the props, man. Thank you for being such a strong supporter. I see you on absolutely everything. So thank you so much, man. You're an absolute gem. Do I have any tips for starting up a podcast? Schedule. Guys, I don't know how many of you guys here are subscribed to Film Hub or follow Film Hub, which is my podcast with a couple of other YouTube creators. I try to be a very organized person. I like to schedule things. I like to know them in advance. I like to have a plan. The other guys are not particularly great with that. So the important thing, if you're doing a podcast, schedule it and work out what makes your podcast special. Look, if I'm being honest, all that makes Film Hub special is that it's a bunch of YouTubers. And that's it, which is in its own right isn't really that special, but that's our edge, right? We have a bunch of YouTubers. That's it. So, so of course Alex turns up at that time. No, High Top. So High Top Films is here. Hey, Alex. That's a fact, though. Who's the one in that group that actually tries to coordinate those things the most? Who is the one in that? I'm gonna wait for that response. Who is the one in Film Hub that tries to coordinate the casts the most? Who's the one who sets the dates and times that we never stick to? It's me. But no, I'm gonna say that while you're here as well, man. The reason why our Film Hub's edge is the fact that we're all YouTubers, and that's it. That's what makes us special. Otherwise, it's another. I was gonna say 6 white guys, but Mauricio's not white, so we've got a bit of diversity in there. Otherwise, yeah, it's just 6 dudes sitting around talking about film. God, I sound so different when I take that off. Maybe I should sit like this so I can actually hear myself. Oh, that's different. And it looks like it's still connected, right? Sorry, guys. So I'm going to go back in, go back to some of the questions that I missed then. Sorry. Are there any Loverboy media videos that I had to eventually scrap? I love that question. Let me check. Oh, I probably shouldn't close the... All right, we're back. There you go. Sorry, guys. I can't see your questions for 2 seconds because I'm just going to try to see if there was any Loverboy videos that I've scrapped. The Last Jedi, which was actually a video essay from back when I was going to do video essays on Breaking Banter, but I scrapped a video about The Last Jedi that I spent months working on because I just panicked. I was like, I can't do this without people wanting to stab me. So I gave up on that. Tomb Raider. There was a video on Tomb Raider that I was supposed to do that I never did. A video on Horizon Zero Dawn, the game that I started but I never did. And on my desktop currently, I guess I'm going to do it eventually at one point, but I was meant to do a video on Barry before The Lion King. Straight after, between John Wick and The Lion King, I was supposed to do a video on the TV series Barry. But the thing is, I haven't watched season 2 yet. So it ended up just being, I wasn't going to get it done. The video on Barry was just going to be on the first episode and how it's a perfect pilot, but that video never came together. But there's tons of essays, guys. There's so many essays that I've had to scrap. Toby, get out of here. Why are you always doing this to me? The Foles show was sick though. So yeah, guys, there's tons of essays. Actually, I might see if let me just open up. I've got my Breaking Banter hard drive plugged in. Let me just have a look. I've got a list of essays. So oh my God. So you guys can't see this right now, but I have, I'll get back to answering your questions in a second, but here's a list of video essays that I've started but not finished. Get ready for this. Is everyone ready? You might want to document this. BoJack Horseman. What was that one called? Oh, BoJack Horseman and the Burden of Self-Awareness. So there was that. The Perfectly Timed Flashback, which is a video about Up and Manchester by the Sea together. A video on Dunkirk versus Rogue One on where do we draw the line on characterization. Gears of War. I was meant to do a video for Gears of War last year about Gears of War 2. I've got a very, very long essay that never ended up coming out about The Leftovers that will one day turn into the Why I Love The Leftovers video. I've got one on how to fix lackluster game endings because 90% of video game endings suck, and there is always, as I get to the ending and I finish a game, I go, you had everything there to make the ending of that game phenomenal and you messed it up. For me personally, I had a very long video on Mass Effect Andromeda that I never did. Oh, actually, here's the Lion King one, which I can now tick off because I've done that. Alfonso, I was meant to do a video on Alfonso Cuarón. There's a video on Better Call Saul, which was on its creative camera work, I believe. Creativity is everything. Yeah, Better Call Saul, creativity is everything. Birdman, I wanted to do, I will do a Why I Love on Birdman one day, focusing in on that scene where he freaks out at the critic. Is one of those scenes in a movie that actually, someone asked a question before, what movie taught me the most empathy? Birdman. It was Birdman, not Moonlight. It was definitely Birdman. Birdman changed the way I saw everything in my life. Here's another one that I can definitely scrap. Dark does not equate to realistic in cinema. So that was a video basically about movies that think like, oh, dark and gritty means that they're realistic. Because I hate when people say that, oh, the movie's dark and gritty, so it's more realistic. I'm like, what the that's not how it works. Another one was Don't Dismiss The Revenant, which is the basis of my eventual Why I Love The Revenant. There was one on Gravity. There was one on Hannibal. There was one on getting people to shut up about CGI in trailers. Like, why do we even mention it? Who cares? Another one on Mr. Robot. Another one on Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. You're hearing this here first. Again, this is another exclusive. Okay, yeah. So you're hearing this here first. I will be doing a Why I Love on Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse. So Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End before the year is over. That's a video I've wanted to do for ages. I had a video on Quentin Tarantino, on True Detective, Spectre, The Last of Us, The Witcher, and Mad Max. So there's, sorry guys, that was a very long spiel, but you guys have got that in there. But yes, that was my long list. So you guys heard that here exclusively. They were all the videos I was going to work on, and some of them will turn into actual videos one day. So have I got any good recommendations for scheduling? In what capacity? Because with my video essays, I try to, if I can hit a window, like with The Lion King, the plan was for the video to be out last week and coincide with the release of the new film. So if you're talking about scheduling for videos, try to talk about a topic when people are going to be searching it. So if you want to do a video on The Amazing Spider-Man, I mean, it's going to be relevant whenever. That's probably not a good example. But if you want to do a video on Star Wars, do it in December or November before the new one's out. That's the kind of thing that you look for. Thoughts on the Spider-Man PS4 game? I loved it. It's amazing. Actually, yeah. So yeah, Alex, that's a good idea. Yeah. Arkham Knight has one of the best video game endings. There's one of them. I just choked. Whoops. Okay. Okay. I will confirm this now because I've seen a couple of you guys mention it quickly. The next episode of Why I Love is not the La La Land episode. So sorry to burst that bubble now, but I don't want to get anyone hyped for that just yet. Get all hyped up again. So the next episode will not be La La Land. Though, guys, do not despair. I don't want to say too much else about the La La Land video, but look, guys, basically, I just get excited every time I think about it, what I'm doing next. It's not La La Land, but what I'm doing next is just, I'm so excited to do that video. I was going to take a couple of days off because I'm exhausted. Like, I'm really tired, but I've got to get videos done on Breaking Banter, and yeah, I've just got to get to work on the next video straight away. So, yeah, I've got to get look, and I'm fine with it because I'm really excited about this video. It's just the movie that I'm covering is a very long movie, and I'm going to have to watch it over and over. So it's exhausting. Anyway, Blake, again, sir, thank you. You've been working on this video for Spirited Away. Do I have any tips for getting through difficult essays? Look, guys, you guys know I struggle with writing videos. You know, I really do struggle with. Thanks, Toby. Actually, Toby, I think that's just that money you owe me. I think you owe me money from the bite last week. So that's money that I'm pretty sure you owe me. I didn't check my bank account whether you paid me back for that. Sorry, I'm having a personal conversation in the middle of a live stream. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so sorry, Blake. Sorry to jump off your question there like that. Do I have any tips on getting through the essays? Look, guys, I procrastinated the shit out of that Lion King video. I started it 6 weeks ago. I started writing it 6 weeks ago, and I just kept putting it off because I was like, oh, I don't think people are going to connect with this. I don't think people are going to like this. You know, what if I say something that people don't relate to? You know, what if I cover this one thing? What if I make this one? That's the thing we stress about as YouTubers. Oh, what if I make this one joke and people click off the video? Because for the Lion King video, obviously for you guys that have seen it, all the good shit was at the end. Like, I'm really proud of that video, but the real meat of that video was right at the end of it. And so I'm paranoid. I'm like, are people going to click off before they get to that? And it's about breaking down. I think what we can tell ourselves about our work as we're doing it is you know, we're our own biggest critic. And so it's about blocking that out. It's about, you know, if you can get your script, you know, for a video, or get what you've done as you're editing, get it seen by people who are going to give you positive feedback, people who appreciate what you do. You know, I'm so lucky to have the Film Hub guys to, you know, read over the scripts that I do and offer me ideas. And every time it's never, you know, I very rarely hear back from them, oh, you should change this. They go, you know what, man, this is actually great. And it's just good to hear that from a, you know, because you stress out. So do I have any real advice? Okay, biggest advice. This has changed the game. Get your phone and put it far away. Somewhere, like our house is 2 stories. So like I put it downstairs in the kitchen. So it's a pain in the ass for me to go down and get it. And that way I just have to sit here and focus. You know, if I don't need the internet, I'll disconnect the internet. And that's how you get through it. It's about teaching yourself the willpower, I guess. And just trusting yourself. You've just got, there's a point where we can sit here and work on our own stuff forever. You know, if I could, I'd sit here and work on every script I did until the end of time. I'd edit every video I did until the end of time. But what you have to do is you have to be able to say, I'm stepping away from this now. It's good enough. Do you guys know what bogans are? A bogan is like an Australian redneck. And there was one that just drove up the street then because I could hear it. And initially I thought it was gunshots, but then I remembered I don't live in America. So no one has guns here. Oh, okay. So yeah, the last thing, Blake, is I think people value personality in video essays. I think the biggest tips is it's good to be analytical, but put your personality into it. People want to get to know you. You know, that's why people, I don't really understand it myself, but that's why people watch Twitch streamers. And that's why people, you know, watch these people who are just living, you know, vloggers and whatnot. They're just people living their lives and you get to be a part of that. And I think it's important for video essayists to put themselves into their work. You know, I look at the most successful people I know. I look at the channels that I really look up to. You know, as I said, Alex from High Top Films is, I don't know if I'd still be doing YouTube without him and the other guys in Film Hub. You know, Brown Table, I Am That Robbie, Houston from Houston Productions. I look at those guys and they put their person. Sorry, I don't want to leave out John from Films and Stuff as well. Those guys put themselves into their videos. And, you know, my favorite creators like Patrick Willems and Film Joy, mainly Mikey Newman from Film Joy, and the channel Make Stuff, which is, you guys, look, guys, if everyone from this that's on right now watching, go into your, your search bar and type in make stuff, Childish Gambino, make stuff Childish Gambino, and watch that first video that pops up. Make Stuff is the single most underappreciated film channel, or just channel on YouTube. You guys often say, oh, Bailey, you've got really good editing. You know, the video editing in this video was amazing. Make Stuff's editing is so good, it will make your eyes water. He is a genius. He is an absolute genius. And he is what I aspire to be able to, that level of quality. I lost what I was saying initially, but yeah, what I was getting at was, if you were making content on the internet, put your personality into it. Put your personality into your content. Blake, I hope that answered your question somewhat. But put yourself into your work. Don't try to force, don't try to make jokes to force it. Just do what makes you feel comfortable and make the videos that you want to see. That's what I do. I try to make the content that I wish I could jump onto YouTube and have seen someone else had made. That's what I do. So that's my goal. Will I do it? Pardon me. I need water again. God, I get so dehydrated. You guys should watch me. One day I should record. Actually, I probably shouldn't, because it'd be so much swearing as me getting angry doing it. But you guys, I one day should record what it's like when I record a review. Because the whole time I say a line and I'm like, this movie is directed by so-and-so who did so-and-so and did this. I really like the cinematography. The cinematography is really good. The sound design in this movie didn't really always work for me. The soundtrack, yeah, that's what it's like. What was I getting at there? Can't remember what my initial point was. God, my brain is just fading. It's just, I'm tired. So will I shoot a short film in the future? Yeah, well, it's weird because I want to get back into my filmmaking career. I really do, but it's so hard to do both. It'd be different if, like, I'm barely making enough from YouTube to live off, and I do this as a full-time job. It's full-time. It's constant. You're always writing or editing or shooting or promoting or interacting with you guys. And so it's really hard for me, because at the end of the day, I've finished editing a review and then doing a bit of work on a Loverboy video. I don't want to sit down and write a script. I should love enough to go, I want to sit down and write a script now, but you just want to sit down and talk with your housemates, or you want to watch an episode of TV, or you want to play some games. And so that's the hard part, is like, I want to be, because I've had offers for doing stuff, and you're like, you want to be making films. Yeah, Alex, that's it. Well, like, you guys would have noticed that Robbie from the channel I Am That Robbie, who's one of the Film Hub boys, he hasn't been making as much content lately because he's working on his film career, and it's great to hear that it's really going well for him. It's really fantastic. I'm really proud of him. I'm really stoked it's going great for him. But that's the thing, it's really hard to do both. And where I'm at is what I came to the understanding of last year is, and this is an unfortunate reality. It's not unfortunate for me, but if I walked into a room, I don't have a big YouTube following, right? But if I walked into a meeting to pitch a short film to get funding from whoever it is, and it was an open thing for pitching, right? And there was, let's say 20 other people pitched a film, and I pitched it, and all of them went to uni or whatever. And, I didn't graduate, I left. If we all pitched a film, I would get that money by default because I have a built-in audience. That's just how it works. I have name recognition and I've got a built-in audience. And so for me, my understanding is now that YouTube is a parallel thing to my filmmaking career. I don't want to have to get people their coffee on set. I don't even know how to make coffee. I don't drink coffee. But I don't have to get people their coffee on set. I don't have to get them a spare roll of toilet paper when they run out. Like, I don't want to do that ground level job. And that's the thing, like, I'm not trained to be a cinematographer. I'm not trained to be a film editor. I think I could do okay at it, but I'm not trained to do those things, and I don't have the tolerance to do corporate work. I couldn't do corporate work. So I'm for me now, YouTube is like about circumventing that. And the bigger my YouTube following grows, the more power I have walking into a room trying to get a film made or a web series or whatever it is. So got everyone quiet. Everyone quiet. Did I disconnect? Someone let me know. Just someone give me a comment to let me know that I'm still alive. Okay, we're all good. Thank you, Blake. Just like everyone got suddenly either really invested, really bored, everyone fell asleep, or I don't know what happened. Okay. Yeah, so for me, I desperately want to be making films. I've got so many stories I want to tell. I say this every time I do a live stream. I just miss working with actors. I'm going to get all teary thinking about this. I miss working with actors so much. You guys don't understand how much I love working with actors. I just want to work with Jay at the moment right now. I'd love to do a film with Jay because he's so talented. But yeah, like that's the thing right now is, yeah, I guess it's, I want to be making films, but I'm doing this here first. And, you know, it's a shame I haven't got more of a reach or I haven't had a bigger impact. You know, it'd be easier for me mentally to know that I wasn't making films and I wasn't following that path if I was a huge success on here. But I guess I'm not yet. Hopefully we get there one day. But that's why I've started to have these very real talks with people and with myself about how much longer do I keep doing this? You know, when is enough enough? And so, you know, that's why I've talked to people about my 4-video plan for Loverboy. I might not make it. I do want to go to the end of the year, but I don't know if I'll go that far. I could be that exhausted after the next 3 videos and they could have had not enough people see them to break even and for me to go, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And that's just the unfortunate reality, you know. I'm not someone who ever wanted to be able to say that, you know, I lost at something. You know, you have that sunk cost thing. You know, I've put so many years into YouTube and, you know, after Jay left Breaking Banter, you know, I fought to keep this alive and keep it going. But, you know, at some point you've got to say, you know, do I step away? You know what I mean? I've put so much time into this and, you know, it cost me for so long, you know, all these people. I've been lucky. I've got to do a couple of really big holidays and I'm lucky that I've got friends in the last last year and a half or nearly, a year and a half now who said, you know what, you need to get out of the house. You need to come out and hang out and we'll go and do stuff. Because I did, like, the unfortunate reality is, and I do blame it more on uni than this channel. I wish I'd left film school earlier, but I did lose, you know, from age 19 through to 21. I lost those years to YouTube. And look, I had a fantastic time and some great opportunities came from it, but I missed a lot of living, I guess, that I don't necessarily wish I could have back. I think it's made me kind of a bit more of the person I've wanted to be. But yeah, it definitely becomes a real, it is hard to talk about. It becomes a very real thing at some point where you have to say to yourself, is it worth it anymore? You know, maybe I just wasn't cut out for this and maybe I have to accept that I've taken it as far as I can go. So it does get difficult. And it does suck to think about, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry guys, I don't want to keep downing on that one. But you guys know I like to be candid with you about this stuff, and I like to be honest. I like to wear my heart on my sleeve. Oh my god, my heart's on my. No, it's all good. So yeah, I guess that's it. Sorry guys, I've missed heaps of your questions, so I'll jump through a bunch of them again. I have said this every. Okay, so two things now. Yeah, so I said this earlier in the video in this stream, but my next video on Loverboy, I am collaborating with a couple of people. I'm definitely going to be working with High Top Films on it. Hopefully, I can get a couple of other people, but I'm definitely I am going to be collaborating a bit more going forward. I got a video after that with someone else who I haven't contacted about collaborating, but I think I might have some luck. With who's done a video on the topic that I'm covering. So I'm going to be looking into collaborations. Pardon me. So why did I leave film school? I say this every time. I went to film school to learn how to make films. And I was in high school. I hated learning in high school aside from my English class. Miss Carrick, shout out to Mrs. Carrick. You were a legend, and without you, I would not be who I am today. But aside from my English class, I really kind of hated high school, and I hated the structure of the learning, and I kept getting told that when I got to university, it would be fine. And that this film school was great. And once we got to the film school, I spent the whole first year going, I'm going to start learning stuff I haven't learned already soon. And then we got to second year and we started to learn stuff already, but the teachers were not good enough. And, I didn't necessarily engage in the classes as much as I should have. But yeah, film school just wasn't for me. I can't recommend or not recommend film school. It depends on who you are. But I should have left film school earlier. The worst thing is when I look back, I could have easily got a scholarship that would have covered, some of my university costs. But in high school, I was, why did Grand Theft Auto 5 have to come out before exams, end of year exams in 2013? No, I was just one of those people who like to coast through on stuff. I'm cool to disclose what my ATAR was. Someone's asked. ATAR is like our score. It's out of 100 for what we use to get into university. Mine was 84, I think, and it should have been much higher. I didn't study for 2 of the exams. I just walked in and sat down and did some shit and then left. So yeah. Guys, if you do want to get into university and you can study and you can save yourself some money through trying to get a scholarship, do that. Jay did. So yeah. Anyway, sorry guys. God, this got like this. I was gonna wrap up like 15 minutes ago, but we might as well keep going. I hate getting like all heavy with you guys, but you guys know I'd like to be real about stuff. Hang on, there's a couple of other questions. So yeah, I'm still working at IKEA. For anyone asking, that's my day job. I do between 3 and 4 days a week there. And I like it because it's good brain numbing stuff to do where I'm not touching my phone. I don't sit at a computer. I'm out working physically, but it's exhausting. And not to toot my own horn, but I'm a really good worker. And not everyone else is. And I think, yeah, it's not good for you. Today I'm just broken. Basically, I did the work of 5 people today on my own, so I'm pretty exhausted. I don't know how much longer I can do that job for. I've been there for nearly 9 years. I was going to try to get to 10 years and claim long-term service leave and then quit. But I don't know if I'm making enough money from YouTube to do that yet. So, sorry. I am going to wrap it up soon because I'm pretty tired and I still want to watch an episode of Stranger Things. I should really finish Chernobyl. I've got one episode left, but I'm really committed to that series in terms of like I like to watch it when I'm in an optimal state, and I'm pretty tired right now, so I'd rather watch something a bit more casual like Stranger Things. Actually, on that note, I am going to get into getting through Daredevil season 2 and 3 soon. I know I have 1,000 other shows I need to watch. I've got The Wire sitting there that I should watch. I need to watch The Wire. But I just kind of want to watch some, I don't want to say trash TV because it's not, but I want to watch some stuff that's not as demanding, I guess, as the stuff I usually watch. You know, stuff like Chernobyl and look, I don't know. I haven't seen Daredevil season 2 and 3 yet, so I can't really account for it. I'm only on the first episode of Stranger Things season 3, so I'm only on the first episode. I quite like what they're doing with it so far. Again, thank you for the Lion King video praise. I appreciate it. I honestly, I did the live premiere for the Lion King video, and then I slept all day because I got up at, I was up at 7 in the morning. I went to bed at I went to bed at 5:30. I got up at 6:30 and then I slept all day. So when I woke up and just saw all these beautiful comments about that Lion King video, it honestly melted my heart, guys. I just get upset thinking about it now because that video meant so much to me. It honestly, I'd wanted to do it for ages, and then it was actually for personal reasons. I didn't cover that Lion King video for a while, and then I felt obviously now was the time, and I did it, and I'm glad I did. So yeah. God, you've just seen that comment there about watching Chernobyl in the reverse order. It is amazing how many people watch TV shows out of order. My friend John, my housemate, watched season 1 of The Leftovers out of order. Actually, someone asked before what my favorite season of The Leftovers is. It's season 3. I'm going to pitch this once again. If you have not watched The Leftovers, do it. Do it. It's the best show ever. I can't actually quantify what the best show ever is, but it's my favorite. If you guys want to hit me up with a couple more questions, otherwise I might go because I'm so tired. Yeah, I feel like my face is melting. Actually, I say I'm tired now, but probably going to go play a couple of games of table tennis with the boys, assuming they're awake. Blake, I don't like sleeping, man. If I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't. You know, there's nothing better than when you're tired and exhausted, getting into bed at the end of the day and going, just drifting off to sleep. But I don't sleep. I sleep well. Like when I get into bed, I fall asleep straight away, but I wake up every couple of hours. I don't know, my brain is just really active all the time. So if I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't, because if I didn't have to sleep, I'd be able to consume so many more, movies and TV shows and all this other stuff I want to do. If I didn't have to sleep, it'd be fantastic. What genre of film do I want to make the most? Sorry, I just about fell asleep on the microphone then. And so, guys, I would usually be wide awake at this time. This is, so it's nearly midnight, but this is, I'm usually wide awake. I just had a very exhausting day and an exhausting week. So, what genre of film do I want to work in the most? Well, in terms of genre, like I think there's just a lot of, really personal stories I want to tell that kind of work outside of genre. I guess they're dramas, but every film's a drama. I like to make films that have that touch of magic realism, I like to make films about reality and about the, complexities of reality and kind of trying to see people for who they are. But I also like to have, I don't want to say dream sequences, but I like to heighten reality a little bit. But otherwise, I think every filmmaker peaks when they go to space. I don't want to say peaks, but I feel like the sky is the limit. And so I'd love to do a film one day, an original sci-fi film. I'd love to find a way to make an original sci-fi film. And I would also, I'd love to do a fantasy film. I'd love to do something like Lord of the Rings, because there's not many directors, I guess, that would shoot stuff. There's not many studios that would let you, but there's not many directors that shoot fantasy. Well, there's not many fantasy films that get made, but I'd love to do kind of. Look, this is no slight on Lord of the Rings. Absolutely no slight on Lord of the Rings. But do you ever think about what it would be like seeing, Helm's Deep, or it wouldn't work the same. So I'm not saying I want it to happen, but a battle like Helm's Deep or Pelennor Fields from Lord of the Rings. Imagine if those films were shot by Quaron. Or I'm not trying to say that's me, but I'd love to see those films done in like almost a. Anyone seen the film Son of Saul? Or I'm just trying to think of a couple of like those gritty handheld kind of films with these long takes. Well, I guess Game of Thrones did it. Game of Thrones beat me to it with Battle of the Bastards. I don't really know what I'm saying. I'd like to do. Everyone wants to do their gritty fantasy movie, but I'd like to do one. Let's be honest. I'd like to do a gritty fantasy movie. That's just me. I'd also one day. I think I'd like to do a Batman movie. And I say that now, I'd like to do a Batman movie, but I feel down the track, maybe even a Superman movie. I've never really connected with a Superman movie. In terms of like, I've never really, I like all the Superman movies they've released except for Justice League, but I've never really read Superman. But I think that who knows where I am down the line, but I think I could be the type of filmmaker that could do an interesting Superman story. Yeah, Alan, put the apple pies in the oven. Oh, maybe just 2 of them though. Alan, did you hear that? Just put 2 of them in there. We'll save the other ones. Housemates asking me stuff on the chat. I live for it. So good. Okay, so here's the thing. If I got to do a Batman film or a Superman film, I'd like to cast Jay as either one of them. Don't you reckon? Don't you guys reckon Jay is Superman? What do you reckon? Think about that now as a casting. Jay as Superman or Batman. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, regardless, I definitely want to. It'd just be a default thing. If I made a film, Jay's getting cast in it no matter what. I try to, I'd like to try to. Obviously, you get this wealth of talent, wants to work on a film when you do it. But there's a lot of people I've worked with in the past that I'd love to, get it into work on the film and try to give them a bit of a platform. I love seeing that. I love seeing that when filmmakers, you find out that it's someone they've known forever that worked on the film with them. They got their childhood friend in to make this film with them, or they've got, actresses they worked, or actors or actresses they worked with in high school to work on their films with them. I just think that's remarkable, and I want to be able to do that for people where I can. What villain would I want in my Batman movie? Well, I'm the type of person who I really would want to tell a Joker story. I'd love to do a Joker story, but if I don't get to go the easy option. Which Batman villain would I want to do? Oh, give me a second to think on this. Well, not necessarily a villain, but I would want to do a Red Hood story. Have I got something in my teeth? No, I don't. I just panicked. I was like, have I done this with something in my teeth the entire time? Yeah, I'd like to do a Jason Todd story. Scarecrow maybe. Scarecrow is probably the most interesting villain to me. I'd probably want to work with Scarecrow. What do I think about the Joker movie being completely separate from the comics? I like that. I think we need some of those. Oh my God. Lady Gaga as Catwoman would be so good. I want them to get Vanessa Kirby because I love Vanessa Kirby. Or I also saw that Sylvia Hoeks from Blade Runner was up for it. That's a great choice as well. Alicia Vikander, also fantastic. But Lady Gaga as Catwoman would be so interesting. She wouldn't do it because she couldn't commit to working on that many, films. Because I think it's a trilogy. I don't know if she could do that. But Oh my god, Lady Gaga as Catwoman that'd be really interesting. I'd love to see it. I think she could do a great job of that. Anyway, guys, I might call it a night for now. I am going to do a live stream on Loverboy next week or the week after. So there'll be a live stream on Loverboy soon. Maybe by then I might have announced the next video, but I want to build the hype cycle to that is going to be a bit of fun. So I want to kind of plan that out a little bit and not announce it too early so that it's just sitting there. You guys are like, where's the video? Where's the video? Not that you guys are like that. I'm really lucky with all of you guys that follow this channel. You guys are really patient and respectful, and you guys seem to understand the amount of work I put in. So I've got to say, I really appreciate you guys. You know, I really, you guys, you know, like I wouldn't have anything here without you guys that watch this channel. So, yes, John, I'm going to stop now. I'm trying to give a heartwarming message, John. I get you're trying to sleep, but I'm doing a live stream. So what I was saying was, yeah, I really appreciate you guys supporting this channel and supporting these videos, and especially supporting the new channel. It's my passion project right now, and it means the world to me that you guys are supporting it. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who has watched this live stream tonight. Thank you for you guys that have done the super chats. You guys are fantastic. And yeah, hopefully next time I record, this wall will look different because I'm changing my entire setup. I'm going to start filming my reviews this way, and I'm going to have some soundproofing stuff, and it's going to be really cool. I'm actually going to buy that soundproofing stuff right now. I'm going to do that now. So yeah, it's great hanging out with you guys tonight, and we'll do this again soon. I'm going to have a couple of reviews this week, Monos and Hobbs and Shaw reviews for those out this week. So excited for Hobbs and Shaw. So excited. So yeah, we'll hang out then. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter @Loverboy Media. I love to respond to you guys and engage with you guys on there. And if you have not already, go and check out the new Lion King video on Loverboy. If you guys have not seen it yet, I think you will appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. You guys have a great night or a great day or whatever it is, wherever you are. All right. See you guys. Oh, I started waving too soon. I didn't press end. All right, bye.